Okay, fine. In the last class, we discussed graphical methods. I mean, we started the linear programming, right? The linear programming problem, and of course, we discussed the requirements of linear programming. Then we have discussed the generalized statement of linear programming problem. Then we have this maximize constraints or minimize constraints, that is your objective function. Then you have some constraints, and we have discussed some problems on it, like how to deal the graphical methods, deal the solution with the graphical methods, and then we have discussed some special cases also here. Those are have clearly mentioned. Those are infinite and multiple optimal solutions, no solution or infeasibility, or unbounded solutions. So you know when which solution is going to occur, and of course we have solved one previous year gate problem. So continuing the graphical methods, we have to go to another method that is called simplex method. So people might know. No, I don't want to go to the slide anymore. I just want to ask you guys, why are we dealing this simplex method? Graphical method is good enough, right? So why are we going to solve? Why, I mean, of course, we have to solve equations by using graphical method. So why are we going for simplex method? If a very nice available graphical method available with us. Anyone? Yes, you're right, Vikram. If you have more than two variables, like here you can see you have two x and y are variables. But if we have more variables, it's impossible for us to draw that things in a graph. Let's say if you have three variables. If you have three variables, how do you go and draw a three-dimensional graph on a 2D paper? It's difficult. Okay, sir, I'll go and draw in a computer. Okay. If you have four variables, how would you draw? You can't draw in a four-dimensional plot in computer also, right? So you have to select three. You have to take any three of out of four variables. Out of four, you have to take any three variables, then plot again out of. I mean, you have to take the permutation and combinations of the four variables and draw the plots and then look into it. So it's impossible for us to draw a four-dimensional or five-dimensional plot, even in laptop or a computer also. So to proceed that, like there is this method called simplex method. So you can see here, when there are when there are more than two variables, graphical method cannot be used to solve optimization problems. Obviously, I told you. As it was explained in the graphical method, that optimal solution exists always at the corner point of the feasible region. So you know this. Obviously, in the graphical method, we have seen that the optimal point exists in the corner points only. Right? We have seen that there are some corner points. And what is the farthest corner point is your from your this is your objective function line, and if you're moving towards the feasible solution part, wherever is the farthest corner point that is meeting this objective function line, that is your solution. So like that, you know this. The optimal solution exists always at the corner point of the feasible region. The simplex method is systematic procedure to finding corner point solution for an initial feasible solution. Obviously, so if you have more than two variables, this is the method that we are going to use. With the improvement of initial solution until certain number of tests made. So this is a tabular method. Like you have some tables, so you have to draw tables, keep on going from table 1, 2, 3, so on, so on, so on, until unless you reach some condition. So what is that condition? When we have to stop the table and all things we will discuss in today's class. Once we reach the final path or a final table where certain mentioned condition has been reached, then you stop drawing the tables, and from there you take some values, and with the values you'll be able to identify what are the optimal points and points at which the optimum solution is coming up, right? So we'll do that anyways. So while solving, unlike like previous graphical methods, there are three things that we are discussing here: slack, surface, and artificial variables. Let me go to some this thing. Let's say you have some equation. What do you say? 4x1. Let's say you have some already equation. 4x2 is less than or equal to 60. Let us assume this is your constraint. Okay, this is your given constraint. Okay, so now what I'll do is that you have this less than or symbol. So I want to make this less than or symbol to equal. So what will I do is that either I should subtract something on either of the side, or I have to add something on either of the side. What I'll do, instead of subtraction, I'll add something on either of the side. So which side should I add something so that this will become equal to 60? Should I add here or should I add here, on the left hand side or right hand side? Obviously LHS, you're right. Because as this quantity is less, this quantity is more. To increase this quantity, you have to add something here on the left hand side. And that is your variable S1 they call. And this variable, what I'm talking, is called your slack variable. Slack variable. Right? So to make a constraint which is having an inequality sign, to convert that inequality sign into an equality sign, you have to add something onto your right hand or left hand side. If it is less than or equal to, obviously you have to add something onto your left hand side, and that is called your surplus, sorry, slack variable. Slack variable. Right. Let's say if you have another equation, let me take in a different thing here so that you will be easily identifying it. Let's say you have another, let's say you have some 5x1 plus 2x2, any equation, less than some 85, let us say something like that. So now what should I do? Now 2x1 is equal to 85. So already I have added something here. Should I subtract here or should I add something here? I have to do something on yeah, obviously I have to subtract. So I am subtracting something onto left hand side so that this value reduce and will become equal to 85. And this is your, I call it as S2. Better I call S2. Yeah. And this S2 is called your surplus variable. Okay. So when you have an this side, what do? You add S1 on LHS. Okay. You have a greater than or equal to side, you subtract something on LHS. That is your slack variable and this is your surplus variable. So if you go and see, yes, same thing. While solving problems using a person, we take slack variables, surplus variables. So slack variables. Slack variables are those which are added to the constant equations to get equal to sign. That's it. Surplus variables are those which are subtracted from the constant to get equal symbol. That's it. These two are clear. So I am going. What is artificial variable? We'll discuss that also. So we'll discuss that not now. We'll discuss that little further because that will come when I'm discussing bigger methods. But let it hold for some time. I'll discuss what is artificial variable after some slides. I mentioned it here because it will be in the contact. When you're reading some notes, it will be good for you to understand how these are the variables. So that's the reason I mentioned it here. But in the coming slides, I'll be able to explain what is artificial variable. Okay. As of now, you remember slack variable and a surplus variable. Fine. So now, so you already know, like you have to add something or you have to subtract something. Fine. So what are you trying to do here? You are trying to minimize the objective function or maximize the objective function, right? So let me take what you say, some general these things, like what you say, the generalization as that I wrote, no, that the generalized this thing, right, for the objective function, generalized objective function. So on till Cn, you know, xn, and you have some constraints like a11 x1 plus a12 x2 plus so on plus a1 and xn less than or equal to v1, so on. You have so many things, like I'm not going to write that. am1 x1 plus am2 x2 plus so on A mn xn and this is bm, right? So these are your constraints. This already you have seen in your graphical before your graphical method, that is here when you are defining your linear programming problem you have discussed this. Now you can see here there are two variables that are n and m. M. So should n be more or m be more? Anyone? For a problem to have solution, obviously, huh? Should m be more or n be more? If a number of equations are more, if your number of variables are more, what do you want to have? Like if your number of equations are more than number of variables, what will happen? Fine. Somebody Nitish told equal and somebody is typing. Let me see their solutions also. Any other? Please. Okay, they're typing. Some equations will be linear function combinations if m is greater than. Good, you're right. But no, in this case, actually it should be equal. Generally, I don't know who told. Nivish told it's right. It should be equal. But in this case, it's not going to happen. Why? Because here what's going to happen is you are adding some more to this, right? You're adding some more to this, like we are adding surplus and subtracting slack variables and adding surplus, adding slack and subtracting surplus variables, right? So it happens like that, like n will be greater than more because these are your variables. Even these are also your variables, right? S and S2 are also variables, right? So what is happening as we are adding, because of the inequality symbol, we are adding something, it becomes n greater than. Actually it should be equal, but it became greater than this. Now, now in this, okay, what is n? N is your, let me write that. N is your number of variables. And this will be your number of, what are these equations, right? Like you can say inequality constraints, or equality constraints, not inequality, because this n is becoming more only when you become equality constraints. You're right, not inequality, equality constraints. Right. Fine. Now, so out of this n variables, you have m basic variables. They call. I tell you what are basic and non-basic. Don't worry. Basic variables and rest m minus. Sorry. Rest n minus m are your non-basic variables.
Sir, in this question, even if we calculate using safety stock, uh,
So
sir, 329 is the safety stock
hold
value
on
we use.
till when we solve some problem. I'll let you know what is basic variable and what is
Why 30
non-basic variable. Please
to account for the safety
give me
stock
some
value?
time so that we'll see that.
Will we
Generally, basic variables will have some value, will have some value, and non-basic variables, you put them to zero. So don't worry about these things. I'll tell you in while solving a problem. Put them to zero. I told you no already how to decide number n. Actually, n should not be larger at all. Either it should be equal or it should be m only should be greater. If m is greater, as Abhishek told, you have to take some combinations into n is equal to this thing, you can easily solve the problem. But here in this problem, what is happening? As
yeah,
you are adding some variables to these equations to make them to equality simple, this number of variables are increasing, hence n will be greater than m. Pakka here. So in that m, out of m, m are your basic variables, n minus m are your non-basic. If you add them, it will come to n only here. Okay. Don't worry about this terminologies. This is simple terminology. Once clear the problem, then it will be easy for you to understand. Okay, why is this going to happen? Okay, if there are m equality constraints, and like we have m equality constraints and n number of variables, obviously n number of variables, right? So I told you, in this you have basic variables which are having some value which will be a positive value, obviously greater than or equal to 0. It might be 0 also, but greater than or equal to 0, and this will be put to your 0 for sure, right? So now hope you understood this. Some logic is missing here, but the concept should be this only. When I clear the problem, it will be cleared everything for you. So let me skip the steps also here. Ah, so I think if you go back to your graphical methods, I think if you go back to your graphical methods, I'll show you. I think you go to your first problem in graphical methods. So this is your problem. Remember? So this same problem I've taken it here. I mean, of course, simplex method will be can be solved by using any of these methods. Like simplex can be, if it is useful to more than two variables. Obviously, it can be used for two variables also. So I'm going to solve this problem by using simplex method. Please sit tight together for 15 minutes so that you won't be missing any step. Once you are done with the steps, and I promise you, you'll be very confident and it will be very easy and you're very happy with the solution part of your simplex method, and it will be easy. But please pay attention for 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so the first step when you're attacking a simplex problem is you convert your constraint inequalities into equalities. Okay, so I'm doing that. First step, you convert your constraint equations that are inequalities into equalities. What should I do? These two are two constraints, right? These two are constraints. So what I do is that I x1 plus x2. So obviously this is less than. I told you, if it is less than, you add something onto your LHS. That is your surplus variable is equal to 5, right? And also 3x1 plus 2x2 plus s2 will be equal to 12. Here it is plus because again it is a less than or equal to symbol. You have to add something on left hand side to make this left hand side equal to right hand side. Okay, this is your first step. As you have added some variables in your constraints, obviously that variable should be accommodated into your objective function. So I am accommodating this s1 and s2 in the objective function. That is your step 2. So what I do, z is equal to 6 into x1 plus 5 into x2. Now I can think this off like this. Like if I produce x number of quantity and 6 would be my profit. So 6 into number of quantities that you have produced of x1 pieces, then that will be profit, and 5 into x2 will be profit. So 6 and 5 are your profit coefficients, but as s1 and s2 are adding here, so they don't have any value there. So what I do is that I keep a zero profit to s1 plus zero profit to s2. Okay, so obviously these two are slack variables, so it doesn't have any profit because you are adding simply for your convenience, right? So that's the reason why I'm doing this, right? So these are your basic steps that you have to follow for attacking a simple one. One, you do this, and two, you convert your objective function into this thing. Now comes your table. So let me go to a tabular form. So let me slowly fill the equations. So let me copy these equations here so that it will be easy for me. So I'll write the equations here. X1 plus x2 plus s1 is equal to 5. 3x1 plus 2x2 plus s2 is equal to 12, and your objective function is 6x1 plus 5x2 plus 0s1 plus 0. This is your set. Okay, so this is your table 1 that I'm going to fill here. So first what we have to do is that we take the coefficients of, okay, let me write this. What are the variables here? X1, x2, s1, s2. What I do is that I write the variables here. Those are x1, x2, s1 and s2. These are the variables that you are going to have in this problem for a simplex method. Now, for these variables, you have some coefficients for an objective function, right? So that is called your Cj. They call it as Cj values. The coefficients of objective functions are called Cj values. Okay. So objective function coefficients. So let me write in different ink here. Cj values are 6 into 6 x1 plus 5 into x2 plus 0 into s1 plus 0 into s2, right? So that is your Cj value. So whatever we have here, okay, let me draw like this so that it will be good for you. Okay, that belongs to that. And this what we have is called your, it's called basis. It's called basis. Called basis means what are the variables all will come here. So it's called basis. Actually, this whatever row is called your basis. So let me take some different ink here. So you can easily identify the basis here. Okay. So first what I'll do is that I will fill the variables. Of course, bases are also variables only, but I will fill the variables of slack because those are the things that we have added, slack or surplus. So I'll fill the variables here that are s1, that are slack variables, the slack variable 2. Okay, and correspondingly what I'll do, I will make the coefficients of this that are objective function coefficients are 0, 0. I should have put one more line, but anyways, 0, 0. These are the coefficients of objective functions for corresponding variables in the objective function. Now I will fill the table here of constraints. Now fill the table. So take constraint number 1. So 1 into x1 plus 1 into x2 plus 1 into s1 plus 0 into s2. Can I write this? Yes. Thus 1 into x1 plus 1 into x2 plus 1 into s1 is equal to 5 plus 0 into, there is no s2 here, so I put 0 here. Similar way I'll write this thing here, that is 3 into x1, 2 into x2, 0 into x1 s1 plus 1 into s2. So now that I have filled my you know the table here by using the constraint, this black are the constraint values, the constraint coefficients for corresponding x1, x2, s1, s2 variables. Okay, now what I'll do is that take different things here. I will calculate a value called zj. I'll tell you what does this zj value mean and all these things, but it's crossing the limit. Raman, sir, it's my first class, so I am not getting the clarity on concepts. So please be patient. Let me complete. So listen to this carefully. Once the method is done, don't worry. I am ready to discuss with you again. Okay. Okay. So let me calculate the values of Zj. Zj, I'll tell you the physical significance. Let me wait. Let us wait for it. How do you calculate Zj? Zj comes like this. You take this value 0 into 1. 0 into 1. Whatever value is there in the basis into the corresponding constraint coefficient, into 1. 0 into 1 plus 0 into 3. So I'm repeating again. 0 into 1 plus 0 into 3 will give you how much? Of course 0. So let me write 0 here. Right? Again same thing. To fill this column it is 0 into 1 0 into 2. Again it is 0. So this is 0 into 1, 0 into 0, 0. 0 into 0 plus 0 into 1 is 0. So how to fill this ZJ is you take this value into this plus this into this. Put it up here. That's it. Okay? Like that you fill complete ZJ values. And next table that you have to fill is CJ minus Zj values. So Cj is here, this is Cj and Zj. So subtract 6 minus 0 is 6, 5 minus 0 is 5, 0 minus 0 is 0, 0 minus 0 is 0. Okay. Now, after calculating Cj minus Hj values, now I'm going to calculate another value that is your B. B. So they, so sorry, not there. I don't want to take yellow. It is very bad there. Let me take this. So let me calculate B values. So what are how to calculate this B? So you can calculate the values of B. Till now, what is everything is clear? Now, I'm proceeding it like I don't know how many I've got it, how many have.
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Ah, so this what are these B values? These B values are nothing but the right hand side values of your inequalities, equalities of constraints. These two are B values. So let me put uh, 5 and 12. Okay. So these are your B values. And now I'm going to calculate a value called theta. That is your theta here. Theta values are given by B. B divided by the corresponding. Hello? Hello? Am I audible? I think my internet went down and came back. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, because my internet has gone went down and came back again. Okay. So B by I have to divide with something. What is that? Keep it. Now come to this Cj minus Zj value. So what do you mean by this Cj minus Zj value? What exactly does this mean? So how you have completed your this industrial engineering in the previous like whatever in your syllabus like we take or anyone because I'm keeping on telling I don't know how many of hello anyone have already done this procedure that I'm discussing today? Not done. Okay. Okay, 1 minute. This internet, no, 1 minute. Let me do one thing. Let me go to settings. Yes. Okay, fine. Okay, where are we? Okay, this thing, fine. So what does this Cj minus Zj value mean? This Cj minus Zj, okay, this table, this corresponding Cj minus, okay, where should I write? Okay, I won't write here, but it's a, this represents unit loss or unit profit for any selected variable. Okay, so for this variable, 6 is unit, but as you have added slack variables and all, now the unit will be changing, right? So obviously for the first table, 6 will be your unit profit or unit loss for variable x1. 5 will be your unit profit or unit loss for your x2 variable. 0 will be your unit profit or unit loss for s1. Same thing like this. So I have discussed, I have written what is Cj minus Zj value in the clearly in these steps. But anyways, Cj minus Zj will represent unit loss or unit profit for any selected variable. So that's my point here. Okay. So now, do you want more profit or less profit? Of course, I need more profit. So what I do is that I select the more profit value here. Okay. Now, corresponding wherever the 6 is there, what I do is that I take corresponding complete column and I write that I'll select highlight this complete column. This okay. So whatever this column is called your pivot column. Pivot column because this Cj minus Fj represents the maximum profit or loss per unit. In this complete table, I should be able to select one maximum value. 6 is your maximum value, and wherever the 6 is there, take that complete column. Complete means the values in this x1 and x2 variables, constraint variables, and this is called your pivot column or pivot values. They call pivot column. Now coming back to your theta value, Cj, I'll write some Ci are pivot column elements. Pivot only Ci, okay? Pivot column elements. So now what I do for calculating theta, I take, let me take different thing here. So B, that is 5 divided by 1. 5 divided by 1 will give you 5. 12 divided by 3 will give you how much? 4. Clear? Right? So that are your theta values. And this 5 and 4, what does this 5 and 4 value represent? This theta represent, okay, let me take different thing. This theta represents idleness of any facility, or it's called unutilization of facility also they call, or idleness of facility also they call. So if you have to have some machine factory running, your idleness should be minimum as possible. Am I true? Yes. So now out of this two, you take the minimum positive value. Minimum positive value. Right? So what is the minimum positive value in this two? This one. Right here, minimum positive value. This is maximum value. Okay. Now take corresponding this row. There is one element here, and that element is 3, and this 3 is called your pivot element. That is what is this. So once this complete table is done, I mean, once you have done this, this is your complete table. So I repeat the steps by showing the steps now. If you go back, first what I have done, steps. Step 1 is the coefficient of all the objective function is written in Cj column. The coefficients of all the objective function is written in the row of Cj. That's what I've done. Coefficient of all the objective functions I have written in Cj columns. Column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. Okay? Cj values. I've done that. And the next step is the coefficient of slack variables in the objective function are written in the first column under the basis. So coefficient of slack variables. So coefficients of slack variables are written in the bottom of this Cj values. Coefficient of, I mean, of course, slack variables are here. Coefficient of slack variables are written here. This is your second step, right? Third step, the coefficient of all the variables in constraints are written in the corresponding point as shown below. Means actually I have taken from a copy, that's why it is below, but anyways as shown in the table. So like this, corresponding constraint coefficients have been filled in the table like this. Okay, and the fourth step is the constants in the constraints RHS are written under B. So again I'm saying the constraint constants that are 5 and 12 are written under B, that I've done here. Now Zj values of the variables are, so I'm telling the values of Zj, this Zj. Zj values are the sum of product of the coefficients in the respective columns and the corresponding values in the base. In the respective columns means was that constant values, whatever the coefficients that you have filled now in the respective columns, and multiply them with the corresponding values in the bases. So obviously those are sum of corresponding values into basis constraints constants, sum of product of sum of. Okay, you have done that, and you fill the Zj values. So this into this plus this into this here, this into plus this into this plus this into this will give you this one. Like that you have filled the Zj values. Now next step is the Cj minus Zj row. The value represents the corresponding profit in each machine. That's what I told you. So we have calculated. No, 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 no. After when you go to the next table, obviously it don't become zero. In the first table, it will become zero because you are putting it slack variables. No, 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 no. We have so much thing to go. I told you, please be patient for 15-16 minutes. But I am discussing this very slowly because in the previous batches, what I found is that they got confused. That's why I'm going very slowly. This is the slowest possible what do you say speed that I'm going in my entire teaching field here. Very slowly I'm teaching. Okay, but because so that you can easily understand, because simplex method is like sometimes confusing. That's why. So Cj minus Zj values are calculated. So it's saying that Cj minus Zj values are representing the profit in each machine. So you have to select the maximum positive value in the row, in which row? In the CJ minus ZJ only. We select maximum profit or minimum loss. So we select the maximum profit. So we have selected the maximum profit. Once you select the maximum profit, the column corresponding to this value is called entering column. I didn't say this, and this column is called as pivot column. So this column, whatever is there, okay, let me do one thing. Uh, Let me write complete thing. This x. X1. So x1 is called pivot column or entering column. This one is called entering column or pivot column. The theta values, once you have identified the pivot column, the theta values are calculated by dividing the values under B with corresponding elements in the entering column. That's what I have done. Whatever values we have under B, that is 5 and 12, that we have divided with the corresponding values in the entering column or pivot column. That's what we have done. We have calculated the theta values. Once you calculate that, select the minimum positive value including 0. So idleness can be 0 also. If your machine is idleness is equal to 0 means your machine is not, that is what we want. No, your machine should not be idle. So here we can take minimum positive value including 0. Okay, fine. And this represents the idleness of machine. Fine. The corresponding row is called leaving row. So this row is called leaving row. So this is called entering column. Entering column. This is called leaving row. Okay. The element in the is called the element in the column entering in the column is not there. Element in entering column and leaving row is called pivoting element. Obviously, element in the entering column and leaving row is 3. That is called your pivot element. Okay. And next is pivot value in the row is made. This is what I haven't done. Let me do that. The last step that we have to do is that this is where you jump from. When you are jumping from 11th step to 12th step, that is where we jump from table 1 to table 2. Why? See, pivot value in the row is made 1. It means that you have to make this value 1 only by applying only row operations. It means that you have to apply only row operations, means row wise multiplications, row wise additions you have to do. You should not do column wise. Only row wise is allowed. Row operations, and the other value in the columns are made 0 by the following row operations only. It means that he's saying that you make this value 1 and other values here, I mean this value, this value, this value 0 by only row operations only. Okay, so how I do that, please check here. Now I'm filling the tables here. So this is, so now I'm not doing with different ink here, same ink. CJ values are right here. Basis and this will be not differing. X1, X2, S1, S2 will be not differing. B is here, theta is here. Okay. Obviously, these values also will not change. 6, 5, 0, and 0. That's good. Great. So now what is saying that you make this 1. So if you want to make this value 1, he is allowing only row operations. So entire row you have to divide it by 3. Right? So let us say this table as old table of the table 1. This table as new table. Okay? Let us say. Now, what is this? This is here it is, from here it is row 1. This is row 1. This is row 1. Then this is row 2, right? Row 1 and row 2. So I want to update my row 2. How? By making this 1. So how would I do that? So my row 2 new will be equal to row 2 old divided by 3. Can I do that? Yes. Complete row is divided by 1. That's it. So if you divide that, and also before that, what you have to do is that you have to do this entering column. So entering means what? This x1 is entering into basis and s2 is leaving the basis. That is what meaning of this entering and leaving. X1 will enter into basis, S2 will leave the basis. So let me write that also. S1 here. So let me write this in different thing because it is different variable here. X1 has come. It means that as X1 is identified by this maximum value, S2 is identified by this minimum positive value, that is your idleness of the uh, company or whatever it is. So x1 is entering the basis, s2 is leaving. Fine. So now what are the variables that you have to write here? For s1 it is 0 again variable. For x1 it is 6. I'm writing 6. Now I am updating this table. Row 2. How do I want to make this as 1? No. So how do I make 3 divided by 3? 1. 2 divided by 2. No, 2 divided by 3. 2 by 3. Right? And 0 divided by 3, 0, 1 divided by 3, 1 by, please do that and let me, I'll give you, successfully I made this 1 that you have to plot on the graph, right? And this is 2 by 3, 0, 1 by 3 and all. So make sure in your paper you, and what he's saying, if you're plotting the graph, hello, make sure, so till now it is okay. Am I moving fast? Is it okay? So that the graph looks pretty good. It's fine. Okay. Now here, if you see, if your basis is having s1, s2, you see wherever this s1, if s1 is his basis, s1 is here. So wherever this is s1, s1, that is 1, 1, s2, s2. Whenever the s2 and s2 are meeting here, it is the common value is 1. When s1 and s2 are meeting, it is 0, and s2 and s1 are meeting is 0. So if x1 and x1 are, I mean, in the previous also I told you that you make 0, I told, no, and the pivot value in the value are applied in operation, and other columns are made 0 by the following row operations only. So obviously you have to make the value 0 here, right? You have to make the value 0 here. I want 0 value here somehow, that's it, by only row operations, that's it. So how do I do that? I'll tell you. How do you do that? Only by row operations. Can I do that? Like this is R1, no? Can I write like that? R1 new is equal to R1, this is R1 old minus R2 new. So R1 old minus R2 new. Can I do that? It means that this will be filled by R1 old, this minus this. So this is your R1 new, so R1 old, and this is R2 new. This minus this, 0, this minus 2 by 3. How much is this? 1 minus 2 by 3. How much is that? 1 by 3. 1 minus 0 is 1. 0 minus 1 by 3 is minus 1 by 3. So this is very important. I have updated second row with this equation. first row with these equations. What is answer? After this, again it is same. You have to find out the zj values. Zj. How do I find the zj? That is 0 into 0 plus 6 into 1. That is 0 into 0 is 0. 6 into 1 is 6. Right? 0 into 1 by 3 is 0. 6 into 2 by 3, that is 6 to 2, 4. What is the maximum value you are getting? 0 into 0, 1 is 0. 6 into 0 is 0. So this is 0. 0 into 1 minus 1 by 3 is 0. 6 into 1 by 3 is 2. This is how you have calculated the z. Then you calculate the values of cj minus zj. That's it. 6 minus 6, 0. 5 minus 4, that is 1. 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 minus 2 is minus 2. Again, you follow the same steps. What? In this Zj minus Cj minus Zj, you want the maximum profit. So zero profit is not allowed. Zero profit is not allowed. Negative profit means loss is not allowed. Select the maximum positive value, that is your 1. So I am selecting this. It will be no, it will be, see, it is Cj minus Zj, 0 minus 2, minus 2 only, no? Yeah. This is the confusion, that's why I'm telling very slowly. Yeah, okay. So in this complete thing, again I'm selecting the minimum, see, maximum profit value. Once you take the maximum profit value, you select this complete column, that is your leading row, leading column. And when you got this pivot elements, you have to have b okay, I did one mistake here. You apply this row transformations to b also. So if you apply row transformations to b also, 12 divided by 3, that is 4, and 5 minus 4 is 1 here. Yeah, fine. What I did is for b also, when I'm doing this row operations, no, for this x1 x2 s1 s2, for b also you do the row operations. That's what you have to do. Fine. Once you got this b, theta value is nothing but b divided by corresponding elements in the leading column. So 1 divided by 1 by 3 is 3. 4 divided by 2 by 3 is how much? 4 into 3 by 2, that is 2, 3, 6. 6. Again in this, what you have to select the minimum positive value, right? So minimum positive value out of this 2 is this, right? So select this. So corresponding this is your pivot element, right? So once you have the pivot element, what to do? You have to make the pivot element 0, a 1, and rest of the elements in that column 0. So in the next table, what I have to do is that I have to make this 1 by 3 as 1 and 2 by 3 as 0 by using only row operations only. Till now, any doubt? Here, you can speak up or you can write in the chat box also, because there is the same repeating task will be repeating again and again. So it will be something like this. Oh, sorry, man. Can you tell me how to find B? Same thing, same thing. First B is something like this. Okay, first B. Oh, sorry. Points like this. First B. How do you first B? You have to fill by taking the constants here, and then after putting constants, when you are applying row operations. Now here what I did. So let me write the equation. 3 divided by 3, 2 divided by 3, 0 divided by 3, 1 divided by 3. I am writing here now. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 2 divided by 3 is 2 by 3. 0 divided by 3 is 0. 1 divided by 3 is 1 by 3. Similarly, 12 divided by 3 is 4. Like that. Same row operations you have to do. Yeah. Any other? Any other doubt? You can speak up also. Hello. मेरे तो ऊपर से जा रहा है. So so please be patient because as you're in the first class and also you're unlucky that you're sitting in simplex method for the first class. So please be patient. Don't worry. I'll help you. Any doubts, sir? Please. Any other? I'm not getting yes or no. If you have any doubt, please let me know.
Sir, one doubt.
Yeah.
Sir, 12 divided by 3 is 4. Then in upper column, 5 divided by
In upper column, R1 means I'm updating this by how I'm subtracting R1 old, right? R1 old minus this R2 new, right now.
okay.
So 1 minus 1, 1 minus 2 by 3, 1 minus 0, 0 minus 1 by 3, 5 minus 4, 1. Okay?
Okay, sir. Got it.
Clear?
Yeah. So for each
So
column,
please
it's like a
please
formula, right?
tell me that you understand. Yes, sir.
For each column, it's like a formula, right, sir?
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Clear till now, Lakshmi Sharma. Any other? Only in the entering column. So which element has to be made one and which zero? Pivot element should be made one, and other elements in that column will be zero. Should be made zero. Pivot element should be made one, and other elements in the column should be made zero. Akshay, so how did we replace S2 by X1? Yes, because as this is your entering column, because it means that X1 is having 6, that is your maximum profit. So I want to put this into my basis function. That's why I am replacing, because here profit is 0. I am starting with 0 profit. I am trying to maximize step by step. So as 6 is giving you the maximum profit, X1 variable is reason for that. I am removing S2 and putting, why I'm removing S2, because I want minimal idle. I want to put the minimum idleness here. So I'm removing this S2 and putting this X1 here. That is what I'm doing. So understood now? Initially the profit is 0. So I'm making slowly to the profit values. So can we start from X1? No. You can't start. You can start from 0 only. 0, 0. No, you can't directly start from X1. Anywhere you have to start from slack variables only, and slack corresponding to slack variables or surplus variables, you will be having 0 only in your objective function. So you have to start from slack variables only. So, and why did our pivot change in table 2? Yes, it will change. It will keep on change. It will keep on change. Now what is entering value? The entering column is this. That is your x2 is entering, and s1 is leaving. In the next table, it will happen like that only. Entering and leaving. So it will change. It will change. Pivot value will change. Everything will change. If I do the next table also, I think hope you understand. So what I'll do is that I will copy these values into the next thing, next page. So I have already written values here. Let me do that. I know the values here. 6. Same thing. Whatever is there in table 2, see here table 2. Here also it is table 2 only, not table 3. Please identify that. This is 0, 0. I'm repeating the values, that's it. X1, X2, S1, S2, J, basis. This is S1, X1, 0, 6, 0, 1 by 3, 1 minus 1 by 3, 1, 2 by 3, 0, 1 by 3. B is 1 and 4. theta is 3 and 6. So this is your this thing. Cj minus zj values are 6, 4, 0, minus 2. Sorry, I'll write zj values first. Zj. Zj is 6, 4, 0, 2. Cj minus zj values are write as 0, 1, 0, minus 2. And happened that this is your pivot element and this is your, because this is your value, so this is your pivot column, right? So this is, this variable x2 is entering column they say, or entering variable. This is your leaving row. So I am updating my table now. How I am updating? See here, again the same table will repeat: x1, x2, s1, s2, b, and theta. This will be same. 6, 5, 0, 0. This will be same. These are cj values. Basis. Now in basis, x2 will be entering and s1 will be leaving. So x2 will be coming and sitting here, and s1 will be leaving, and x1 remains the same. Corresponding values are 6. Corresponding value is, what is that value? That is your 5. X2 corresponding value is 5. Ah, yes, man. Sorry. You're right. Okay. You're right. Okay. Okay. Huh. Now I have to make this value 1. How do I make this value? Let's say this is now old table and this is now new table. Now what I have to, in old table I have to make this new table. So this is r1, r2, r1, r2. Again I am writing, what will I do? I will multiply this value by 3. So hence I will multiply this whole row by 3. So r2 new, r1, sorry, r1 new is equal to r1 old into 3. So it means that this 3 total into 3. So 0 into 3, 0. 1 by 3 into 3, 1. 1 into 3, 3. Minus 1 by 3 into 3, minus 1. 1 into 3, 3. Now I have to make this 2 by 3 0. How to make 3 by 3 0? By using only row operations only. How do I do the row operations? R2 new is equal to, so here 1 is there, so what I do, I'll multiply into 2 by 3 minus this. Okay, I'll do one thing. So r1 r2 old minus r1 new 2 by 3 into r1 new. So this is my equation. Means r2 old is this, r2 old is this, r2 old minus 2 by 3 into r1 new. 2 by 3 into this, 2 by 3 into means r1 new. So r2 old is 1 minus 2 by 3 into 0 is 1. 2 by 3 minus 2 by 3 into 1, 0. 0 minus 2 by 3 into 3, how much? Minus 2. 1 by 3 minus 1 into 2 by 3. That is your 1 by 3 plus 2 by 3, that is 1. Sir, can we also do R2 old minus? You should not take two old together. Already, you should not take, because now you are updating your table. No, you should be respective with this new. Already in this thing you are applying. You're not depending upon any other new values. Old value divided by 3. Here, as you got new value, you will never take the values of old values. No two old in one equation in the right hand side. No, you can't do that. You have to use this new value for row operation. That's one another value that you do. You have to use new value. So 4 minus 2 by 3 into 3. How much is that? 4 minus 2 by 3 into 3? 3, 3, 4 minus 2. Now again calculate the Cj minus Zj values. Oh, first you have to Zj values. 5 into 0, 6 into 1. How much is that? 6. 5 into 1, 5. 6 into 0, 5. 5 into 3, 15. 15 minus 12 is 3. 5 minus 5 plus 6, that is 1. Right? Again now to calculate Cj minus Zj values. Once you got Cj minus Zj values, what is that? 6 minus 6, 0. 5 minus 5, 0. 0 minus 3, minus 3. 0 minus 1, minus 1. Now you are not having any profit. 0 is neither profit, minus is 3, this is loss. Minus 3 profit means what? 3 rupees loss. Once you reach 0, complete 0 or negative values in Cj minus Zj row, then you stop the table. Once you have found Cj minus Zj values non-positive, including 0, you should not keep 0 also. You should stop your table. That's it. Now what you have to do is that after stopping the table, this is your stop here. Stop here right away, because there is no positive value here. Positive maximum value. 0 is not a profit. Now what you have to do is that this x2 is equal to this 3. This x1 is equal to 2. Equate x2 is equal to b value, x1 is equal to b value. So x2 is equal to 3, x1 is equal to 2. Right? So this is your solution actually. So whatever values you are having in the basis are equated to the corresponding values of b. But whatever values, so this is called basis. So these are called basic variables. X1 and x2 are basic variables. Whatever the variables are there in the basis are called x1. Okay, I'll repeat zj. Don't worry, I'll tell you. Zj is nothing but basic variable into corresponding constraint variable, basic constraint constant plus this into this will give you here 5 into 0 plus 6 into 1 is 6. 5 into 1 plus 6 into 0 is 5. Like that you have to calculate the z values. So whatever you have, so what are the variables that we have considered? X1, X2, S1 and S2. We have in basis we have X2 and X1. So your corresponding values are 3 and 2. And what are the left out? Those are S2. So these are non-basic now. So what you have to do? Non-basic, every time you have to make it equal to 0. S1 and S2, 0. This is what I have told. The point what I have mentioned here is this. Basic variables are x1 and x2 here. Non-basic variables are s1 and s2. Wherever we have basic variables, we'll have some positive value. Non-basic variables, what we have are s1 and s2. We have to put them to 0. That's what I told here. So this is your answer. Now you substitute back this into your solution. So we got x1 is equal to 2, x2 is equal to 3. X2 is equal to 3 and substitute, and S1 is equal to 0, S2 is equal to 0, because these are basic and these are non-basic. Now put this into this equation. So Z is equal to 6 into 2 plus 5 into 3 plus s1 into 0, sorry, 0 into 0 plus 0 into 0 will give you 12 plus 15, 27. So you go back and see, your solution is, sir, it's very difficult, sir, because long tabular form is there, sir. In exam, he won't ask this complete answer. He will ask only transition from one table to another. That's it. He will let us say he might give table 2, and you might say that like, oh, some value in table 3. You might have asked like what is the leaving value, entry value, like that. He'll ask some questions, but he won't ask complete method in examination. Especially in gate, he won't ask. Don't worry about it. So this is a complete simplex method. If you have any doubt, please ask me. If no, please copy this question. Once you copy this question, I'll put the steps, or I'll do one thing. I'll forward the steps in WhatsApp because I have a PDF. Just open your group. Open your group. Yes, Lakshay. At what point you're getting 45? Let me check that. Let's copy this question. Till then, I forwarded the steps. Any other point or only at that point? At 0, 12. No, no, no. In the common shaded region. In the common shaded region. So is 0, 12 in the common shaded region? Hmm. No, no, no. It's not 94.2. It's not. Gautam, please try it again. Not 90. Yeah, I have put the steps in your WhatsApp group. You can check the steps and do that. Please rectify it. Okay, anyways, please look onto the slide here. So I'm plotting this x1 plus x2 greater than or equal to 3 here. So
Sir,
I'm taking 2. Yeah.
if
4,
more than two variables are there, then
3,
we must
like
add
this. I'm
S3,
taking
right?
each interval of yes, yes, 3. You're right. 3 and this is 3. And I am having this is more than 0. If you're substituting 0 in this, it won't satisfy your shading away from the. Here it is graphical method. I'm sorry. From the followed by simplex method. So I'm fading away from the origin. That's okay. And let me take another thing. This is your 30. That is your 15. No, 15 comma 10. 15 comma 10 is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. This is 15. 1, 2, 4, 6. Please try. Let me draw the graph like this. This will be 3, sorry, 2x1 plus 3x2 less than 30. So if you substitute the origin, no, Vikram, no. Abhishek, 48 at excellent Abhishek, you're right. You're getting that is at 8, 0 and 2.4, 8.4. Okay, Abhishek, please don't convert that into decimals. Put it in fractions. So Nibish is having some problem with audio. Is anyone having some? So should we solve it now? Obviously, you have to solve it now only. Because once you have doubts, I can't tell you. It's towards the origin. So I'm taking in a different shaded pattern. like this, like this, like this. Yeah, keep on shading it. Okay, and now take the last one, and that is 3 8s are 24, 8 comma 12, 8 comma 12. Sorry, let me draw the line like this. So this is 3x1 plus 2x2 less than 24. So again, the common shaded region will be towards the origin. So okay. So I will identify the common regions, common shaded regions. So Nibesh, you do one thing. This, this, and this. So I can point this A. Log out and log in again. B, C, D, E. Yes, F of sheet, you're right. 12 by 5. Aman. And one more thing, one more key point. It will happen here. Key point here is if you are having this pivot values, no. Let's say you have some Cj minus Zj values. Some value got positive value, maximum positive value. So you selected this column, and this is your leaving column, let us say, and somehow theta you calculated, correspondingly you selected some maximum positive value, and if your pivot is negative, let us say if it is -2, don't select this. Your pivot value element should never be negative. What you have to do is that you go to the next best positive value, let's say next minimum positive value. Let us say if you have values as theta as 4, 5 and 10, let us say. So what you do, you selected 4 because it is minimum positive value. So what happened here is you have a pivot value as negative. So don't select this. What you have to do is that you take the next. So don't select this. So next positive value is 5. Next minimum positive is 5. You take this as pivot, not this. Please do take this into point, into consideration. So please try doing this because you feel that, sir, I'll do it later. Let's proceed. All these things. At least give it a try. And once you are done with table one to table 1 and 2, please post that in group. This simplex method, no, it will be better only when I am teaching live because I can see the copies of your notes. Now I can't see. But anyways, I'll spend some 10 minutes here. After that, I can't. I'll proceed. So he's saying the pivot element is 3. Let me check that. What is B here? You're right. You're right. Lakshay, you're right. Your pivot element is 3. And what is your leaving variable there? Leaving column there? X1, X2, X3, S1, S2, S3. What is that? What is your leaving column there? S3. Entering column. Entering column. X3. Good. 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 Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good. Keep it up. Try fast. Don't make mistake. And please consider this point into consideration that your pivot element should never be negative. Pivot element should not be negative. I have posted these steps in your WhatsApp group. Please take them. Okay, somebody has posted Naveen. Okay, let me check. 2 1 2 0 1 0 minus 1 minus 1 3 0 0 2 10. Theta value is 1 and 2. So why are you not calculating theta for S3? Calculate theta for S3 also, no? Naveen? Theta value for S3 also you should calculate, no? You
Yes, sir.
calculate only. Please do that. It will be 0, I think, no?
Yeah. Sir,
So,
you told no, sir, that what, pivot element should not be negative.
obviously,
Instead,
you calculate the S3, you corresponding to S3 variable in the basis.
yeah,
Calculate theta. What is theta?
theta is 1.
No, no, no. S3,
Uh,
S3.
S3, it's 0. Oh,
0,
it's
no?
minimum.
So,
Yeah.
so what is minimum?
What is?
Minimum there, 0, no?
Yeah, yes, sir.
So obviously, you have to take that 0 as your corresponding pivot element column, no?
Yeah,
Then now the pivot element is not negative, right?
yeah, it's positive 3.
Oh.
Okay.
Sir, in table 2, I got all 0 or negative. Where did you get all 0 or negative? So whatever Naveen has posted, the table is true except corresponding to the S3 value, S3 row, theta value should be 0. That's it. No, you will not get. You will not get 0. You will not get negatives. Shamchana, you will not get negatives. So what are the row element operations that you have taken? So if you are R3 you have 3. So I think R3 new is equal to R3 old by 3. That is true.
Sir, after table 1, we must find what to say.
R2 new is equal to R2 old plus R3 new. Excellent. Excellent, Lakshay Sharma, you're right. And what about R3? R1? Akshay? And somebody is asking doubt. Who is that? Speak up. R1 new is equal to R1 old plus R3 new. Man, excellent, Lakshay. You're absolutely right. Please proceed. And please be careful, Lakshay. In this case, what will happen is if you select your somehow your pivot will, I think in this table only, I think your pivot value will be negative. So then you have to go to another minimum positive value. I think, yeah, here only, I think. Please check me. Let me know what is the pivot value, Lakshay. Please put in WhatsApp group also. I'm ready with my WhatsApp also. So somebody is asking Prithviraj. Okay, theta for S1 is 2 into 1, right? Your table is right, Prithvi. Your table is absolutely right. There is no mistake in this. What is the problem with you? No, Lakshay, the theta value is coming as 2 divided by 0. How it is coming 2 divided by 0? So put your, please check. Your row transformations are right. Perfectly right. Yes, Vikram, you are absolutely right. Your pivot value is 1 by 3. True. So what is your leaving row and entering column? What is your entering column? X2 and leaving row? It's excellent. Excellent, Vikram. You're right. Can you take the snapshot of the second table that you have drawn and put it in group so that people can understand? When what the table sent? Okay. Wow, beautiful. Yes, you're true. This is true. Beautiful. Come on. Keep proceeding. Keep proceeding. Now, Vikram. Okay, you're right. You're right. Come on, next table. Come on, keep it up. So, Lakshay, I think please check the numbers that you have put into the tables in the WhatsApp. Vikram has put the right solution. Other people, what about other? Only Vikram and Lakshay and Prithviraj is on line. What about us? Okay, Lakshay, see, you forgot to calculate CJ manager K. Yes, please do that. Good. What about Abhishek? Abhishek, no, Gautam, Kumar, Nazil. Nazil, what happened? Till now, you were very excited in the last few classes. Nazil, what about Nazil? Divish, Naveen, come on. Nikhil, unable to proceed after table 1. So, is there any problem? Please ask me. I'm here to help you. Please check the tables that Vikram has provided and it's true. And Lakshay Sharma has posted the row transformations. Okay, Nazir, please do that. Please do that. See, I'm not wasting time here. So don't think that, sir, you have a problem. You're sitting there. You should try. Discuss with me. Type it. Now, you won't get this chance. You can't put in WhatsApp group. I can't keep on typing these things. Please ask me right away. I'm going this 2 hours very slowly so that simplex method should be understood to each and every single person in your group. I want everyone to understand this. That's the main aim here. Nazil, what confusion? Please let me know so that I can explain. Go Abhishek. So please, unable to proceed. What is your problem? Please let me know. Where you guys have stuck? Please let me know. Come on. What about third table, Vikram? I think you're on the front line. So once we get the leaving row, we'll put that into new table by making pivot element using one. Right, you're right. Yes, you have to make your pivot element 1 by row operations. After that, you have to make other two elements in that column 0. That's what you have to do. Yes,
Sir,
somebody
hello.
is online. Yes,
Sir, what was the value of second pivot element?
1 by 3.
1 by 3. Okay.
Okay. Come on, Vikram. I think you're on front line. Lakshay also is in the competition. Come on. Nazil, Abhishek. Not. I'm reading these names because these guys are in chat box. Otherwise, I'm telling all of you, please do that. Shyam, Shanai. Come on. Nikhil Reddy. Murli Krishna. Krishnan. Sorry. Kumar. Gautam. Come on, everyone. Okay, Lakshay Shima is saying that. What is it you're saying? R2 new is equal to R2 old divided by 3. Excellent again. Divided by 1 by 3. Into 1 by 3. You're right. Okay. Into 1 by 3, right? And what about the other Lakshay? R1 is left and R3 also is left. Come on, Lakshay. Yeah, do. Come on, do. The row transforms will be applied up to column B only, right? Yes. Yeah, you're right. After till column B only, you have to calculate. Theta will be calculated after selecting the entering column values. Yeah. Yes. Come on, guys. Come on. Keep the spirit up. Come on. Of course, it will be boring, but once you do the practice, it will be good. So you should not miss any mark. If at all this question asked, I mean, if at all there is a question asked, then obviously, yes. Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you. If a question is asked in examination, they will be asked for 2 marks, and it will be dead easy. Everyone will be attempting, and you should also be attempting. Please do that. And some people might get bored of this and they won't attempt, and you will be on the front line. You will be advantage. You will be taking advantage of other competitors for you. Please be patient, keep your spirit up, and do. Obviously, it's good that you're sitting at line 11:30 and listening to class. You're already great. Now, second great part comes only when you work hard. That's it. So, what is this table? Sorry, it's too kind. See, Naveen, so now you selected 3 as your Cj minus Zj value, that is your maximum positive, good. And 0 as your theta, that is also good. But what is your pivot element? Your pivot element became, what is your pivot element, Naveen? Type there. Yes. Pivot element is 1 by 3. Why? You have circled 0 there, but your pivot element is minus 2 by 3, So the next minimum positive value is 30, That's why you have to take pivot element as 1 by 3. Got it, Naveen? Yes, Naveen, you're right. So CJ remains always same. Yes, Abhishek, you're true. CJ, the top row will be same always. Okay, Lakshay is onto the line. So he's saying that R1 old plus 2 by 3 into R2. Excellent again, excellent man, really great. What about the third one, R3? Lakshay, it's true. R1 new is equal to R1 old divided plus 2 by 3 into R2 new, you're right. Yes, same, true, you're right. R3 new is equal to R3 old plus 2 by 3 into R2 new. You're absolutely right, true. You're right. So can you show the question again? This is the question, no? I'm showing this question only, no? It's on the slide. You can see that. Nikhil, can you see the slide? Please see. Come on, sir. Yes, sir. Everybody's participating. I'm very happy. Please. So CJ values are 1 minus 1 0 1 minus 1 3 0 0, right? For which table, Murli? You are talking about which table? Just check your WhatsApp, Murli. Already Mr. Vikram has posted table 1 and 2. So entering column is X. Lakshay, what are your CJ minus ZJ values?
Or in second table, the CJ minus ZJ value for the second term would be 1, no?
No, Lakshay, I think after you transforming into this table, what is your CJ minus ZJ value? Yes, Vikram. Yes, after the transformations that Lakshay Sharma has suggested for the second table to third table, there will not be any CJ minus ZJ positive values. Lakshay, please take that. So you have to stop your table there. So Vikram, what are the variables that are left in your basis? Can you post the table? Can you take the snapshot of this third table and put it in a group, Vikram? Yes, Shamshana, you're right. You're right. S1, X2, X3. Yes, S1, X2, X3 are left in your table. So now you yes, 22, 30, 20, 22 to 30, 22, 30, 30. Okay, now what you have to do is that S1 is equated to B, that is your S1 is equal to 22, X2 is equal to 30, X3 is equal to 20. You got it? So I'm writing it here. Please check here. So in third table, I am removing this here. So basis variables are S1, X2, and X3, and corresponding B values you got as 22, 30, and 20. So what you have to do, S1 is equal to 22, X2 is equal to 30, X3 is equal to 20. And what are the variables that are left? Variables that are left are S2, S3, and X1. As these are basic, these all will be non-basic. So I told non-basic will be put equal to 0. So this is equal to 0, this is equal to 0, and this is equal to 0. So you substitute back here into this equation. So let me write here this equation says this 2x1 minus x3 plus s1 is equal to 2, x1 plus x2 minus x3 plus s2 is equal to 10, minus 2x2 plus x2 is equal to s3, sorry, equal to 0. And your objective function is x1 plus x1 minus x2 plus 3x3 plus 0s1 plus 0s2 plus 0s3 is the objective function, and the solution is after having this, substituting this into this, you get x1 is 0 minus x2 is 30 plus x3 is 20 plus 0 into s1 is 22, 0 into 0 plus 0 into 0. Z is equal to how much? Minus 30 plus 60, that is 30. Answer is 30. Yes, Vikram, wrong substitution. Please substitute it properly. Last table is posted by Vikram in the group. Please check it. In the group. Last table is posted by Vikram in the group. Table 3 he has written. Please check it. It's absolutely right what he has done. So Lakshay and Vikram are intact. What about Nipesh? Abhishek? Come on, Abhishek. Nazil. Sir, he has taken CJ value as 1 or x2, but it is minus 1. So can you, Lakshay, can you take the snapshot of third table and post it in the group? I think there is a mistake here. If Lakshay, please possible, can you take the snapshot and put it in the group, third table? Okay, Naveen, can you also put the table? Lakshay, you also put the table, third table in group, and Naveen also will put in the table. Lakshay has put. Let me check the table here. Lakshay, minus 5 into 1 plus 3 into 4. 12 minus 5 is how much? 12 minus 5 is 7, no? Yeah, Vikram, you have a small mistake. Lakshay, please check it. Minus 5 plus 3 into 4 is, it's not 8, it's 7, no? Except that everything is right. Please change the value and do write CJ minus ZJ values and take the pic and send me. Send it to the group so that everybody can take a look at it. I repeat, Lakshay, what you do is that you change the value 8 to 7 and please do write the values of CJ minus ZJ values and put it in the group. Yeah, thank you. Shyam Shana, you're absolutely right, you're right. Perfect. Shyam Shana also has done this right. who is this? Uh, Abhishek. Abhishek also is on track. You're right, Abhishek. Absolutely right. Perfect.
Sir, hello.
Yeah, yeah.
Sir, S1 is 22 or 30?
Huh?
Is it 30 or 22?
This one S1 22. No.
So
See
I'm
the
getting
table
it as
22, 30, and 20. Who is speaking?
Nibish.
Nivisha.
Yes, sir.
Please
So
check
I'm
the
getting
tables.
S1 but X2 22 and X3 3.
Then check the tables. The table 1 and table 2, what Vikram has provided is right, and table 3, I think already Abhishek, Lakshay,
Okay.
Shyam, everybody has provided. They're right.
Okay.
Please check. So Abhishek, that's the end, Abhishek, because you can see that CJ minus ZJ values are either zero or negative. So there is no profit at all. Then you stop the iteration. That's it. Sir, we can't calculate theta for table 3, right? Obviously, no. You have to stop here. That's it. Because you know you are not obviously you are not selecting any column here. It means that you can't calculate in theta values. It means that you can't put any pivot value. There is nothing. You have to stop here because now if you proceed, your negative values will come into picture. So you don't want. This is the optimized table because how can you say it is optimized table? Look at Cj minus Zj values. If at all you have Cj minus Zj values negative, it means that you are not having any profit. Zero and negative only. Minus 6, 0, 0, 0, minus 3, minus 2. Stop it. That's it. So what I'll do, see, and if you see the slides here, there is table 1, table 3, or whatever is there. What I'll do is that when I'm uploading slides, I'll fill these tables and upload. So if you have doubts in the tables, please check here after uploading the slides and try. Is it okay? Yes, Prithviraj also has put the tables. Absolutely right. No. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. So I'm happy that everybody got Allman. I feel that everybody got because by seeing your enthusiasm and by seeing your posts here, I'm very happy that all of you have done. And I actually this should have been completed in 1 hour, but I took 2 hours so that every one of you understand the simplex method easily. So what I'm going to say is that I'll put the values in these tables and upload the content in Drive. And next class we'll discuss Pigum method, and then we'll go to some problems of fields, and we'll go to transportation problem. So we'll take one more problem for take it better. So we'll do one thing. I'll post one problem in group or in assignment problems. You can solve on your own. If you have any problems, please let me know. So I think I'll stop the recording for today. If at all you have any doubts, please let me know. We have class tomorrow itself. Okay, fine.